Welcome. Welcome to Monday Bad Hair Day. That's what I'm going to call it. So, welcome everybody. Come on in. Got a few things to discuss today, to look at today. Um, so, I would love to have feedback. Been getting a lot of feedback this weekend, just saying, uh, from my different posts on people either agreeing or disagreeing, whatever. Um, it's been interesting. I love debate. I love people, posting what they believe. And it really it really got me to recognize how much of a divide, how much of a lack of understanding in many incidents. I don't know if that's the right word, but how things are divisional within our world, and how many people really are pampered. We have been very it's been very even though there has been, trying to say this in a way, my guy, even though there has been mandates put upon people, um inconveniences put upon people, they didn't feel as though they were inconvenienced. They didn't feel like this was anything. Yet, when pressure came in a different way, they started to feel inconvenienced and started to find, oh, well, it must be their fault that this is happening, when they haven't looked at the step back and looked at the bigger picture of what was going on, and feel like it must be this that is causing, my issue, that I can't buy hot dogs at the grocery store. That's just an example. I just threw that out there. Instead of taking a step back, speaking that, I just watched a lady today that was speaking of hair. Indigenous hair believes wild hair, loose hair is letting your thoughts flow freely. Braids unify us. I know my funny thing, Raylene. I know Raylene gets me off topic. The funny thing about hair, my mom goes, how your hair is what's going on in your mind." So my mother always tried, because my hair could go a little bit wild. Like, I didn't have crazy brave curls, like the cartoon, with her hair and stuff like that. My hair um just would do this, and you could put as much product in my hair and it would still go bloom, because it's so heavy and thick. But anyways, um and braiding my hair was a big effort. Uh, but here it is that a lot of people are seeing the dismay. Now, what I feel and what I see through the astrology and through my guides, and this is, what I feel, um how people are going to start to awaken, is through different different things that are going to be happening, whether that's through the banks. So things like the inconvenience that your bank is closed. Oh, I can go online. Okay, you can do online. Then you're going to find an inconvenience that you're only allowed to deposit certain amount of money, or you're only allowed to take out certain amount of money, and different fees that are going to be charged. And that could be posing another inconvenience upon you. An inconvenience of when you go to the grocery store, which we're kind of seeing, that there isn't the things that you want there. They settled the avocado thing, so you'll be getting avocados. But the inconvenience of that, of not being able to get all what you think you can get. There's an inconvenience there. So the different inconveniences, now all of this ends up one inconvenience on top of another inconvenience, another inconvenience. But not taking the step back and saying, why is this all happening? Like what is the cause of all of this? And ignoring it, not wanting to address it because of fear or lack. And when you go into that fear, which is South Node Scorpio right now, it can get you into a very dark place. It can get you in a place where you want to just sit in the muck. But this is where having to take a look at to see where we can go over the bridge to the other side, where we can allow ourselves to rise above, to move forward, is where the energies are coming in. This is a very week of our heart opening. This is very much a week of information unfolding for us. And as it unfolds, now some are going to find that some of these inconveniences are going to be happening even more. Um, Especially when it comes to the banks, there's going to be things that are going to be coming up with the banks, and inconveniences that people are going to be feeling with the banks. And monitoring, where your money goes. Now, you may think that you're just paying your bills. But here it is when the energies, or when the powers that be that says, I don't like your subscription to this Netflix. We're going to freeze your account. Now, that's just an example because they may not like that programming that you are on or where you're getting your information. Now, we're seeing it with social media, we're seeing it with many different forms. But when it comes to maybe other things that you might take part in, and certain powers deem it as wrong now. They say they don't like it. They say they don't think that's appropriate. So we are going to fine you in some way. This is where the power is coming in. This is where when many people are going to say, it's not really a big inconvenience. It's not a big inconvenience until they start knocking on your door. Till they start coming to you. That's where the inconvenience starts coming in. Now here we are in this energy of tremendous light, of this diamond energy and the Christ consciousness coming in, activating the light within us, activating especially our heart chakra right now and our throat chakra. So these two, and I'm going to say from our heart to our higher heart to our throat. So this area, and I'm going to go to the higher heart because I feel like it's like right in between here. So I call this the higher heart. This energy being activated for us to be able to stand in our light, to stand in our power. And in doing so, we may find that it's causing a ripple, or it's causing things to go astray. And when I back way back in 20, started talking about things that are being forced upon somebody because of convenience, or forced to do something because it might inconvenience someone else. And I started to see the segregation coming in. I started to seeing the divides coming in, and we're seeing it more and more. And this is where a group came in and wanted to unify us, and it did. It unified many who were coming in. Now, when certain people start telling me they're inconvenienced by it, one, I want to know what your income. Well, it's none of my business, but income. If you are in an income bracket of over, and this is information that came through, over say 100,000 or more, then you don't feel inconvenience because you're just doing your everything's going fine, it seems. If you're below that mark of 75,000 or less, you are noticing more of the inconveniences that are happening at this time. You are feeling it. You are the first to feel it. It hasn't really gone right up to those points, to those other incomes per se. And they're gonna start feeling it shortly as things slowly begin to explode. So the explosions are coming. I can feel the explosions, and it's almost like walking through a minefield. And as you're walking through and you walk past and you got boom, 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 boom. So all of these explosions are going to start happening all over the place. And as they start to happen, the ones that felt they weren't inconvenienced are the ones that are going to be terrified. They're going to be feeling threatened, and they will want to be taken care of by someone of power because they feel they are going to save me. They are the ones with the power. And there was a thread going around with the RCMP. And the RCMP has now responded on Twitter to yesterday, and it is aware of the material circulating on social media. And we can confirm that we are looking into the matter. So they're looking into the matter. So for people who have been passing around that information of the conversation with RCMP officers, and I think it was in a diner or something, they can't really confirm it, but they know about it and they're investigating it. Interesting. So it's those things that I find they're coming to light. They're coming to the surface and coming to where change needs to happen in many different areas. Now, I was asked about having a community or having some kind of function to have people gather. And what I'm going to suggest, and it's not that I'm going to be hosting this every day, I'm going to put it out as a suggestion for people to bring in that power, and to do it within your group and how you want to do it. And it is a cone of power. It is coming into, and the cone is the base. The cone is the base of the people that gather. And I feel like we can do this energetically if we gather, and I can do one. I can do it today at 3:00 where we can come together and at 3 to gather and to do a prayer. And there's also what you can do and set up, and it's called the letter of protection. And the letter of protection, you can put up there the letter of protection for, and I'll write it out on my Facebook, and you can copy it. This letter of protection is from, it's called the Himmelsbrief, and it goes back to the 1700s. George Washington carried one of these on his person as he went into battle. It's been used in many different forms to bring protection for the home, especially when there has been disruptions happening within their country, or there's been a infraction, especially happening within their government at the time. So they used these letters of protection, and you can find them in Germany, in German, written in German. I think the first one that was actually printed out was in 1850, was printed out that I found, and it was in German. So here we have this letter of protection. And if you have, I'm going to hold up this book. If you have this book, it's in there. It's in the back of the book. So if you have that book, it's in there. So one of the things is when we hear of human beings, of things happening that are horrific. For instance, the mayor of Ottawa now wants to auction off. I mean, they just towed some of these guys' trucks, which are like their homes. They towed them. Now he's talking about auctioning them off. They haven't even been able to go to court. They haven't even, anyways, haven't, to say, hey, that's mine. I need to have my truck back. Is talking about auctioning them off. So I mean, the evil that is there. I mean, he was also the one who wanted to take the GoFundMe money for his city, per se. Um, so this is where we start to look at gathering and bringing in our, and it's and here's the other part that I got, and I said it to my meditation group this morning. It was like when we were doing at the end of our meditation this morning, and we were just focusing in our heart chakra. I felt like we were the Care Bears. So here's the visualization I want people to get. I want you to be your Care Bear, whatever Care Bear you decide to be, but this is what you're going to shine your light out, shining that light up. So if you think of the Care Bears shining their light out of this power to go out into the collective, the power to go out into healing of love and light, and for the highest good for all, no harm to them, no harm to none. We are shining light out and bringing that light of protection out over all so that we, yeah, Declan, she's Rainbow Bear. Good. So this protection of energy can come out for all, and that of those who are not of the light can be exposed. So change can happen. So change can happen. And this isn't to romanticize this. This is coming together with a energy to create change, to create great change within our world. And I feel we need it. This is part of the revolution. The revolution doesn't mean that there has to be hate or pushing somebody down. The revolution means gathering of all. And if you think of the Care Bears, there are all different colors of Care Bears. So this isn't about color. This isn't about race. This isn't about creed. This isn't about religion. This is about unity of love. Love sees no color. Love sees no bound. Love is the truth and the strength of all. And when we stand in that truth and strength of all, without judgment, there could be, when you gather in such power, there might be a person there that you have strife with, or you have disconnect or discord with. That's where you got to just send the love and say, okay, at this moment we are gathering because we are all united. We're united for a cause to bring in a change. What that change is has to be based on a place where we have dialogue, where we are able to voice what needs to be said on both sides, and being able to come out on a place where we are able to bring in true freedom, the truth of the freedom, the truth of our sovereignty of each individual person, and what that sovereignty is, to bringing in the peace, the joy, the bliss, and the love. Now, I know that sounds so wonderful and it's so beautiful. There is chaos. To get there, there is muck. To get there, there is going to be obstacles that have to be overcome, because we've never been in a true place of that light. And to step in there, that means we have to do some cleansing of our own, to do a cleansing and releasing. And we all have our shit. We all have our layers of crap that are upon us. But it is recognizing them and allowing ourselves to work on them on a day-to-day basis, at one day at a time. So taking what frustration that is coming to you at this time and recognizing it and allowing yourself to shine the light upon it so that you can take it and say, okay, I'm healing. I'm healing that part that I'm healing has given me strength to a certain point in my life, but I no longer am abiding by that. I am no longer falling into that place. Now, in this protection, I'll read it out to you. And this is like the letter of protection. It says, in the name of the Lord and Lady, whoever beareth this letter upon the self shall not dread the enemy, nor be overcome, nor suffer injury. Sorry, I gotta speak here. Nor misfortune, nor fear flood, fire, weapons, chemicals, poison, nor be affected in any way by self same, nor be captured, face torture, nor fear weather, nor war, nor suffer mental anguish. Whoever beareth this letter will be filled with strength, mental acuity, protection, and love. They shall sense unseen dangers and respond accordingly. They shall preserve where others fall. They shall return home victorious and live a full and active life. So mote it be. I was a swear bear on one year at Halloween. You could be swear bear if you want to. So this is the letter of protection. I feel, this is where I don't want to say this is just for pagans or witch. This is a unity for all. Does not matter, on belief systems. This is coming in because we all believe in harmony. I believe we all believe in bliss and truth and love. And this is where we can come together, because when you see the actions that were taken, you think that can't happen to you. And that's the whole thing. We're like, oh, that can never happen to me. I wasn't there. That was over there. That has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with you until it knocks on your door. It had nothing to do with us, what happened in China and Wuhan lab. It had nothing to do with us. But how is that affecting you now? How is that being an inconvenience in your life? What has that had you do that maybe you wouldn't even have thought of doing before? That has been an inconvenience. This is the awakening. This is the energy. And the energies are coming in very magical and very crisp and opening. And we're in this energy of I gotta take my jacket off, my sweater off. We're in this energy of the Piscean. So we're in an energy of expansion. The other prayer comes in, and the one thing is that Psalms are powerful. Psalms are very powerful spells that have come to us. And one of the prayers in the Psalms is Psalm 91. And I'll read it to you. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrows that fly by day, nor the pestilence that stalks the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say, Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, No harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because he loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life, I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. That's Psalm 91. The psalm is from the Old Testament. The Old Testament has 72 names of God. So there's 72 different names of God in the Old Testament that are utilized and have said. And the Psalms are used in many different spells and in many different ways. And when we come into this psalm is also of David pleading with the God for the child. He fasted and spent the nights lying in a sackcloth on the ground. So we come into this energy, we're coming into this graciousness of asking for help, asking for guidance at this time. And when we bring this guidance in, there's many different things that you could do for yourself personally. And in gatherings. So today at 3:00, we'll gather. I will go on Facebook Live at 3 on the Mary June Tracy page. I could do it here. I could do it on YouTube. Yeah, I'll just come back up on here. I'll be on YouTube. It will be public, so you can join. If you don't want to join, that's fine. A candle will be lit, and I will light a candle. Doesn't matter what the candle is. If you have a battery operated candle, even better. And what I ask is, like, for the next 7 days, from today till Sunday at 3:00 thereabouts. And this is 3:00 Mountain Time, so adjust your time zone, adjust for your time zone. That at that time that you light your candle if you're able to, or turn on if you have a battery operated one and you're in an office, turn it on, turn that little light on, the little battery operated one, on your desk. The letter of protection, I'm going to post it up on the Facebook. You could copy and paste it. You can copy it down, put it on, and then you can even do this a letter of protection. So if you're a person that works out as a civil servant, or a person who works out in the public, put your name down on there. All right, put your name down on there. You can make one for everybody in your family, or you could put a letter of protection you could put the surname, and this is a protection, for example, for the Tracy family. And if you want, you can put everybody's name in there for it, and put that put that out there. If we start doing that and we start bringing that in, remember, that's a protection for you, that's a protection for me, that's a protection for the next person. So we're adding this energy out there to bring in, so that we can bring in the joy, we can bring in the peace, we can bring in that harmony. This is something that we can utilize and allow ourselves to come into that beautiful magic. Because as Mercury is gaining more speed and he's going to be squaring Uranus for the last time, this is going to be really getting us to look at what our truth is, and having us come out of the spell, because Mercury will be going into Pisces. When it hits Pisces, this is really I'm going to say a reckoning, because another spell is going to be cast. The powers that be are going to try and take control in some way. But we have to stand in this light and stand in our power and in our awareness. Be aware of what's happening with your account. Be aware what's happening with your relationships, in your projects, in your business. It is not for you just to go blindly and say, I don't want to look at anything. This is where, no, I see what's happening. And I'm going to stand as I am within, what is it, the eight of wands. He stands there. Yeah, I've had a lot of shit happen to me, but I'm going to stand in my power. I'm going to stand in what is my truth and continue on my way. I know there's a new I know there's a new way. There's a new way that's coming in that I need to follow. And I need to trust in my heart, which is my first consciousness. I need to trust in that heart and that guidance and light that's going to lead me upon this and upon this way. Lots happening, baby. Lots happening. And if you do, there's different things, other parts that you could do for yourself personally, if you wish to do it. And that is up to you and how you want. If you want to do a spell to remove the enemy and promote harmony, this is a real beautiful time to be doing it as we are coming into a new moon, and the new moon coming up in Pisces. So we're coming into this time of looking at how we are wanting to bring peace and harmony and banish the evil, that it flees, so that we can stand in the light and the peacefulness. So don't get discouraged with a lot of the news that's coming out. This is going to take a lot of power. A lot of you have been already feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, feeling very frustrated. So this is where it's, when we can join together in a unity format, this is going to bring in where, okay, I am exhausted. I need to acknowledge that. I am frustrated. I need to acknowledge that. But I feel like we're also on this roller coaster that we're just coming up to the top. And it's kind of like that fear before we go whoosh. So we got to go with that whoosh. And sometimes, when you're doing that roller coaster ride, remember, you scream, you go, ah, and you're like, oh my God, get off my eyes. So open your eyes. And we got to go with the flow. We got to go into the rush, and we got to go into that energy as we are going through the transformation and changes that are going on. This is a very powerful, powerful year. This is a year of making that change. And we can do it. We can gather, and we can gather in different ways that are powerful. So it doesn't matter if you live in Florida, if you live in New Zealand, if you live in Edmonton or Calgary or Vancouver or California or Washington, wherever you live, we can come together. Because remember, the power is the energy. The energy we are sending up is the power. That is the change. That is the transformation. And asking for the Almighty to come down and be here with us. Be here with us. Let us banish the evil. Let us banish that of what no longer is in our alignment, and let it go. Let it go to the light. Let it go. Let it go. I feel like now I'm on Frozen in the Disney. Let it go, because that's what we got to do, is let it go. Go to the light. Allow our light to be shone so that we can be free. We can be our sovereign selves and be one with the divinity and the unity of all. Whew, that's powerful. Thank you. So bringing that forth and bringing that around us, this is what we need to do. So I send you off with so much love, and I will be back at 3:00 today, and we will do a short mantra for peace and light, to bring in that light, and I will do the psalm, and I will post that letter up for you. Have a blessed one, everybody, and we will talk to you soon. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say, in all that you be, in all that you do. Blessed be, everyone. Remember, this is non-denominational. Non-denominational. I don't care what your fucking beliefs are, okay? This is coming in with love. Love has no religion. See you at 3. Blessed be. Yes, see you at 3. Blessed be. Onward and upward.